And, you know how to get to California, man? And, I'm really looking to go to California, man. That's where it's like, you know, the girls are warm. And like, you know what I mean, man? It's like all kinds of 24 hours a day party on the beach, man. I'm looking at California, man. Hey, man, I went to California and it's all like losers from all over the country, man. You know what I'm saying? They're all like, yeah. Now we're in California, man. What do we do now? Well, we're cool now, huh? Hey, man, not to joke with you guys, but I've been in California a bunch of times. You know, like 20 years ago, man, I was like California jet setter. So I was glad to get home to Jersey, man. I go right to an Italian place and eat as much food as I could, man. The food out there was just not that good, man. Anyway, man, I don't know, you know what I mean, if you really enjoyed that little segue. Let's talk about this Laguna here, man. Laguna. California, man. This is actually Laguna guitars, I believe, came into existence in the late 90s. A gentleman by the name of Keith Brawley set up shop, and he made guitars look very similar. It's very, like, you know what I mean, sophisticated looking, you know what I mean, shredder-esque, you know, cheap kind of, you know what I mean, looking guitars with like a matte finish. You know, he was big into the matte finish thing. And luckily, Guitar Center, you know what I mean, bought his brand and his, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, his designs and everything, man. This is the, I believe, LG50. I have to look that up again. You know what I mean? It's a very short scale. It's under 600 millimeters. It's like 22.75. It's a real small guy, but it's their most popular item. You know, it's you know, I mean, one of their big sellers. You know what I'm saying? Now, Laguna guitars were sort of bumped out. The Guitar Center's, you know, house brand of choice by Mitchell. I actually met Mitchell in the mid '90s. I bought this Beetle bass. My mom got it for my 19th birthday. My mother drove me down there. You know what I mean? You know, Mitchell guitars. You know what I mean, to see if you help me restore it or give me some pointers on it. You know, and he's like, yeah. Looked at it, he's like, I wouldn't pay $50 on that bass. Would you like to buy one of my fine handcrafted guitars? And he had all these, like, you know, pamphlets. Mitchell guitars that cost like $2,000-3,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, fine. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what, dude? I got guitars, man. You know what I'm saying? And he sold his brand, his image. You know what I'm saying? To, you know what I'm saying, Guitar Center, and they replaced the Laguna brand as the house brand of choice at Guitar Center. But you know what I mean, I remember when Mitchell was a fine brand, he was kind of not really a fine guy. But you know, I didn't want to talk about it, so you ain't heard it from me. You know what I mean? It might have been a different Mitchell guitars. Anyway, so this particular instrument I got at the flea market not too long ago. You know, I had a stellar morning that morning. I was like, guitar after guitar after guitars. I was like turning down guitars like for $10 that were like guitars I'd pay $30 for on like a lonely day, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, like fucking Santa Claus. You know, 10 guitars, like, you know what I mean, dragging on my back, man. I was jingling my guitars on my back. And the flea market be like, here comes the guitar man. I was like, here comes the guitar man. All guitars on my back and shit, humped over, man. Like Igor, man. Anyway, they were all acoustics. And the last one I got in the morning was this electric. I seen this cowboy looking dude with a cowboy hat sitting at his table, rolling like a Marlboro or whatever they do with the little, you know what I mean, rolling up a cigarette kind of thing. I don't know. This is all romantic imagery. I'm trying to give you a little bit of culture. He's like rolling a cigarette. You know? I was looking at him, like, you like guitars, boy? I was like, yeah, I do. $10. I was like, when I looked at it, I was like, hey, cool, man. I like that, man. And I saw it had everything. It's kind of fucked up, but it has all those little accoutrements. The action's really, really, really high on it. It's missing one string. Not all the tuners are there. You know what I mean? I was like, $10. Even if it doesn't work, I can get this shit working. You know what I mean? For parts, even. You know what I'm saying? Then I got home and I kind of read about this guy. You know what I mean? Keith. You know what I'm saying? Brawley, like Tawana Brawley. And it made me think about, you know what I mean, parts out of the guitar, and I like cried a little tear like the Indian in the old pollution commercial, you know? Like, well, I can't let the guitar go. So I'm gonna get this guitar back to its shredding ability. It's a little tiny guy, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, honey, I shrunk myself on the glam shots and everything, man. We'll have a good time together, like a family. I'm gonna flip you around. We're gonna do it peacefully. You know what I mean? I don't mean to, disrupt you or anything. I just want you to let know I'm about to flip you around. Ready? This is not gonna take that. It's not gonna just pinch. Just a pinch. Two. Close your eyes. Okay. That is the Laguna dreams of many. Laguna Baywatch nights. Kind of like Baywatch. David Hasselhoff running around with his shirt off. But he's wearing pants. You know what I'm saying? He wears pants at nighttime, but he's still no shirt on. Hey, it only lasts like 6 episodes, I think. One was like a Christmas special. I don't have any idea about Baywatch nights. I'm just fucking with you guys. You have to Wikipedia it if you're really curious. Laguna, you know what I mean? Guitar might be a money pit kind of guitar. I'm going to end up like Tom Hanks. You know what I mean? Halfway stuck through the floor of some old mansion, man. You know what I'm saying? Turn on the flash so we can get a little bit more flashy, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Horrible corrosion here. Actually having another one of these plates is brand new. But I think we'll get away with this guy, man. You know, that's horribly corroded. Terribly corroded, man. Pickups, we don't know if they work or not because unfortunately there's something jacked up about this jack, man. You try to put the string in there, the cable in there, and it's like, just like, you know what I'm saying? It's missing its bolts. So he's like loose. You know? So we'll have to put a little bolt on there, man, and check it out, man. Hey, man, check it out. Hey, man. Maybe there's some pot in there or something, man. Hey. Open up, man. I want to see, man. Hey. There's my stash in there, bro. Man. And one of my teeth, I think. So, it's missing a strap button here. These are all like fucking little things, man. You know what I'm saying? Tit for tat, man. Tit for tat. The action is terrible though on it. You know what I mean? And that corrosion. There's some kind of water. Festing the scene. Festing it. So what are we gonna do, man? We're gonna try to fish this guy out. Right? Go into the lab. Unscrew his ass. Fish him out. And then we'll do the tap test with the amplifier. We'll see if it works. You know what I'm saying? We might have to shim this guy. The neck might be damaged. The action's just so fucking high. It's just so ridiculously high, man. It shouldn't be that high. The water might have damaged the neck. Warped it permanently, man. So let's go into the laboratory. You know what I'm saying? Let's check out if the actual electronics are solid or not. I'll report to you then. Right? Until then, my friend. I could replace all the electronics if it have to be. You know what I'm saying? I got them all on hand. I just try not to. You know? Try not to. Try not to. See you in the lab. Just peacefully. Welcome back to the laboratory. Welcome to the laboratory. So look at this. We got this guy working, man. Found a little nut, right? My little nut drawer, man. Ooh, all kinds of nuts in there, man. Got it on there, went over the amp. At first it didn't work, you know what I mean? And I just moved around a little bit, got everything breathing again, and it started working. That was good, man. So now the thing that we got to really worry about is this terrible, terrible action, man. I mean, what has to be done, man? What shape is the truss rod in? So let's unscrew this whole trusser rodder. Find the Allen wrench that's correct for it. And see how far we can, you know what I mean, move that truss rod back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, people? You know what I'm saying? Upward bow, you're going to turn it right. Always the rule. Remember that. Seriously, upwardly bowed. Let's see how we can straighten up the neck with that. And then we'll shim it. You know, we're not going to take the strings off because we want to see where the action goes. So we're going to keep tension on it. Keep tension on it. Right? So let's check it out, man. I'll show you when we got the old rod covered, unrodded, and uncovered too. Peace be with you. So we got as good as we could with the truss rod, man. Tightened it up as good as we could, man. That's as good as we could. You know what I'm saying? So we have to shim it. You know, don't even worry about taking the strings off, because when you know what I mean, unscrew the neck. So right up here, what we're going to do is we're going to take an inch squared piece of cardboard. We're going to fold it 3 ways, and we're going to put it in the middle between the neck and the body as a shim. We're going to screw it back together. Last week we did the similar example. You can check out last week's episode. So we're not going to go into that again. See you after we're shimmed, people. All right, so it's the next day. We messed with this truss rod as much as we possibly could. You know what I'm saying? We put a little shim in there. We let it set for a good, I don't know, 18 hours now, something like that. We put the string on there last night. You know what I mean? A couple of strings, and we saw where it was. You know what I mean? There's a little dip right in the middle here, but it's going to be like that. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, but fortunately. So we're going to want to put this truss rod cover back on. And now we're going to start tending to the guitar. Now, the only thing I can see that's really tend worthy is if you see right here in this rosewood, there's been a huge gouge in here. And that kind of bothers the, you know what I mean, finger while you're playing it. So I got a whole bunch of fine assortment of rosewood powders. This is actually a little piece of ebony. You know what I mean? This is like some Brazilian red rosewood. And this is some regular old Indian rosewood. This is very, very similar to what's on here. This might even be Pau Ferro, I'm not sure. Looks like Indian rosewood though. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little tiny bit of crazy glue in there. Just sprinkle that on there, man. A little bit of super glue. Cyanoxide, whatever they call it, glue. A little bit of this, man. Hey, man, sprinkle your powder on. Finally. We'll let it set, let it dry for about an hour or so. We'll sand it down. All right, so come back. All right, come back and see us when we're all filled in. Peace be with you. So now we just got a big lump there. Lump, it's in my head. So now I'm just gonna take a little piece of wood. I got a piece of wood right here that I was thinking about. Right here on the end of this piece of wood, I'm just gonna put a little piece of sandpaper and just get it down. Nice and even. I'll come back to you right at that moment. 60 minutes. There it is, man. Right down the grade, man. That's past the Ray Charles test. Can't even feel it anymore. You know, I close my eyes and I just put my finger over like, you got the right one, baby! You know what I'm saying? I drink a Diet Pepsi and I shut the fuck up. So what I did, man, I just put it on there like I said I was going to do. A little bit of hot glue, gun glue. And use this cardboard 150 paper from Norton. Zandelox paper. Hey! I want you to give me 2 bagels and a lox a spread on both of them. All right? And don't be a fucking jerk off. All right? Don't make fun of me because I'm eating a fucking fish. Listen to me. So we're gonna leave that fucking just go for now. Let's do a little fret job on this whole girl. Let's get your frets all nice and fretted again. They're getting all out of whack. Plus we reset the neck. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so we got the fret job just fresh done. We're gonna go dump all this little dust into the trash, wipe it off with like a little, you know what I mean, rag or something like that. We're gonna do a round over on the side. You know what I mean? Make sure, because it's kind of jagged. These frets were in really bad condition. They were really, really bad condition. Anyway, after that, we're gonna just take a little piece of steel wool and we're gonna douse it in some mineral oil and scrub the piss out of both the frets and the actual, you know what I mean, rosewood, you know, fret board. And when we come to this little part here where we just filled in, that oil will sort of darken it up and nobody will ever know except for us, because it's our secret. So let's do that, man. I'll see you when we're all greased up, man. Hey, man, like 10 bras and brazettes. Now we got it all greased up good house. Can't even really see that edit, right? Where was the edit? I'm not going to tell you. Shh. Anyway, we're going to let this grease just set in there for a little while. We did the round over. Started off with a miller's file. You know what I mean? The bend toward the guitar. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just put it on a flat surface to find out where the bend is. You want the curve toward the guitar. Then you move on to sanding block. You can see this is my round over sanding block. And this is my specialized round over sanding block. Right? We want to get it nice and comfortable for the people on the side there. Then we just grease it up with some quadruple zero steel wool. Some mineral Earl. Hey man, all covered with Earl. All those tourists. Right? The tourists covered in Earl. Do you know what I'm talking about, people? So we're let this set. Let it set, man. Let it mellow. I don't know, about 30 minutes. This is probably the first time this woods have been exposed to oil since it was like in the rainforest. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Let's get this all grease, you know what I mean? Grease soaked. And then we'll wipe it off. I'll see you then. Or we can say thern if you want to. That's our word for today. We'll see you thern. Peace be with you. And there you go, man. We got it all wiped off. We're looking good. We're looking good. We're going to let this just sort of keep drying now that we got the excess wiping off. We don't want oil to like seeping out of there, you know what I mean? Get your greasy head off my fingerboard. So right now what we're going to do, we're going to tend to this. This is all fucked up looking. Just lightly. Take a little bit of masking tape, put it around the edges of here. Just around the edges. Got a little brass brush. Try to keep it in the... Keep on the towel. The red scare's over. You know what I'm saying? We know the perimeters. Just do that real quick. I see a mermaid. Looks like a mermaid's moment. Now we got all that loose goose out of there, man. Loose goose. We're going to take a little bit of lacquer, man. Spray it in this little baby food jar. This is my black lacquer baby food jar. Right? Right? And just, you know what I'm saying? Coat it in there. Just lightly, man. We're just, you know what I'm saying? It's like whitewashing. Whitewashing the old git, you know what I'm saying? That was going to fall off eventually. So we might as well, you know what I'm saying? Take a little side step. Take a little side step for a second, son. And there it go. Just let it dry a spell. You know what I'm saying? A little 25-cent foam brush. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to take nothing off. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to, you know what I mean, take these damn things off. You know what I mean? It's still like, you know, didn't even touch them underneath there. We just spread it in. We took a little pipe cleaner and we just like sort of spread the paint in, like, you know what I'm saying? Blended it in with the part that we didn't repaint. But we got all that loose shit off. You know what I mean? Solved the future problem. So it's like, you know, the original Sam Beckett and the original Quantum Leap. Not the one that's going to be canceled real soon. That new feller who's no good. Not the Sam, man. Not the Beckett, man. You know what I'm saying? Ernie Hudson. You know what I'm saying? Get back to ghost busting. Sucker. Right? You ain't no Admiral Calvici. Peace be with you. Let's let this dry, man. I'll see you there. You know what I'm saying? That's the word of the date. Peace be with you. You know, I like Ernie Hudson, though, man. Ghostbusters is awesome. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing personal against him. Right? I got no personal against the new Leaper. Just saying, man. You know what I mean? Just saying. Do you see that? Do you see it? Looks great. You know what I'm saying? It's much better than leaving it on a guitar to flake off and look like shit. Sooner than later, right? So let's flip it around here and look at our undercarriage. Let's unscrew this, man. And let's clean out these electronics with an electronic cleaner. Not that we really need it, but I kind of want to see what kind of electronics are in there. Open sesame. Sesame seed. See you in a second. Talk about nothing to write home about. That's just embarrassing, man. How do you put out a guitar like that, man? How horrible that soldering job is. Hey, Ma! Look what I did! Hey, me! Look at me! Horrible. It's like amateur day at the guitar factory. What the F? UCK? Fire truck? Terrible, man. Those electronics are horrible. Anyway, got it open, man. Let's waste a little bit of electronic cleaner. I have my long beak to penetrate all your pots. We'll do the switch from the other side, man. And after we're done doing that, we'll put this guy back on. And we'll continue to more strapping matters. Strapping matters. That's what we call a segue. What's this hole here, Mama? What does it do? See that, man? Strap button is missing. So we're going to have to find one that kind of resembles this old guy right down here. Now I looked through the drawer, and I did not find any black ones that are perfect dead ringers. However, I found this one in an old Squire bag, and it looks pretty good for, you know what I'm saying? Dimensions and shape, almost dead on. I got these, which are chrome, and it has these little washers in there. Like this one has a washer too. You can see a rubber washer exactly like that one. So I'm going to take this screw, and I'm going to take this guy. We're going to go outside, and we're going to paint him up. All painted like. Are you excited? I'm excited, friend. Let's be excited together. See you outside. Bit of sun. Here we are. Out of doors. You hear that? You hear that? Do you hear that? That's what we're going to hit it up with. So let's hit it up with it. I'll see you in a second. You see that? It's one coat. One coat only. We're going to wait till it dries some, hit it up with a second coat. I'll see you then. Right? See you then. Alright, so it's been about an hour. I got a lot of paint on these guys. Actually did like equivalent of like 3 coats just because I want to be super duper, you know what I mean? So I have this product. I've touted it before. It's very hot, you know what I mean? But it's very effective, and it's going to mat these guys out a little bit. Take down that sheen a little bit. Bolden it up. Bolden and bolden. Not too much of it, because it gets gloopy. See you downstairs. That's all dried out. Focals. There we go, man. So it's been about like 6-7 hours. Back inside. Had it outside, a nice, beautiful fall day. Nice and dry now. Not only is it like cured out with that acrylic, sealer, kind of matted it out, and added like a little kind of a plastic coat over the lacquer. So if it ever gets any use, maybe it'll keep some color on there. Maybe it will, man. Maybe it'll make it even worse. At least I think in my mind now it has some plastic coat over it, man. So let's get back to this gitter, man. This gitter, that sitter. The sitter gitter, man. What we want to do now, you see all this shit here? That's where it's been banged in, especially on the headstock. Kind of ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like right in there. You know what I'm saying? Right here. You know what I'm saying? All over the place. It's got all these little creeps and scrapes, man. I got a little Dollar Tree furniture scratch marker where quickly go around these sides. Try not to get anywhere else. Let's do that right now, people. You know what I'm saying? 2 shakes of a lamb shake. You know what I'm saying? Shake the bake, man. Shake the bake. Put it over there, too. You know what I mean? This guy's still curing out. You know, screw that into the last minute. See you in a second. Alright, man. A little bit of touch-up marker, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Sometimes it's better to be understated than overstated. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it, man. That's the way to saint. So what we want to do now, we just want to clean it off. It's still very dirty. We want to kind of stay away from this fingerboard because it's still kind of oozing out a little bit of that mineral Earl. We'll let it keep oozing for a little while. Take this Dollar Tree furniture polish and just clean everything else up, man. Front, back, side to side, man. Stay away from the rosewood. See, after that's accomplished, and when I mean accomplished, I mean durned. That's an old vocabulary word. You should know that one already, people. See that? It's nice and clean. And that furniture polish brought out that deep, deep matte. Look at that. Especially apparent on the headstock. Looks great. So now what we want to do, wipe off any residual grease that's seeped out of this gorgeous rose ward. We're going to put some butcher's wax on top of it. Just on here, man. Just so we can protect and get this all nice and comfortable for the people, man. So we'll see you as soon as that's all butchered out, man. Till then, peaceful times to you. What? Look at that. It's great. You know what I mean? It's ready to get sweat on by some sweaty soul. Anyway, we're getting to the end here. I got this guy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put him on there. Doesn't look like we're having any problem with that. I fished a little string out of the pile. You know what I mean? Luckily, this has got like a kind of a short, you know what I mean, length to go. Most of them are Stratocasters like out to here. You know what I'm saying? This is like a PRS kind of, you know what I mean? Hey man, there's a string right there, right on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it all strung up, intoned, strapped up, man. I'll see you at the glamour shots. Or if you're from Great Britain, it's glamour shots, right? I'll see you at the glamour shots, right? Cheerio, right? Keep stiff up a glamour. Peace be with you. The Laguna LE-50, man. 22.5 inch scale, man. Little guy. Little guy. It's a little guy there. Look at that. Looks great, right? I'm shining a light on it, remember that. But if I'm over here, I'm just chilling as a dude lighting, you know what I mean? Hey, look at my Laguna LE-50, man. It's a short scale guitar with a big scale heart, man. Looks great compared to what it looked like. You know what I mean? Feels good. It's got nice action. Right? Look at the action now. See that? Do you see that now? No, you don't see anything. Remember what it looked like before? Yeah, it looked like shit before. Hey man, there's a lot of work getting that guy, you know what I mean, evened out. This neck was all bent like Forrest Gump's spine, man. It was all fricked the fuck up. So that's that, man. You know what I'm saying? You like that? You like how it's all, you know what I mean, looking all nice, and I'm shining a light on it, but you get the picture, people. So we've seen it front, back, side to side. We've admired it together. Look at this. You can still see like a little bit of that. It has that little plastic films over them. So here we go. We're going to listen to it. We're going to hear it. We're going to have a good time. Enjoy life the peaceful way. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Always. Always. Yes, yes. There it is, people. Laguna LE50. LE is for little electric. 50 is for probably worth $50 on a good day. I don't know what any of that stuff really means. You know what I'm saying? I know that these old rusty ass strings though aren't really staying in tune very nicely. There's G tuner. I don't think he's really up to snuff. One of those skipper tuners, you know? You can't dial in a fine tuning on him. Or an unfine tuning. Anyway, it is what it is, man. It doesn't sound that great. It's just like a guitar that, like, you know what I mean? It's real small and it's hard to sort of like stay on track with it. So I kind of want to talk about an album that came out about 48 years ago, called Street Life Serenade by Billy Joel. It's one of my favorite albums in the world. I don't know why. It's not even one of his best albums, but to me, it's just like the most unknown of his whole catalog, really. Anyway, there's a song in there that Billy Joel did live one time and he put it on a live album. That's it, man. Los ladies, high heeled ladies, drive sleep through sports cars, so educated. Turning out of the mountain, laying out in the valley, going nowhere on the streets with the Spanish maid. Making love with the ladies in the Hollywood places, making up all the time gone by. Hey man, Billy Joel, I always say this to you. Wash those little hands, man. I love you, man. You mean so much to me. Peace be with you. Electric October just keeps on rolling on along. Rolling on, rolling on, rolling on along. Peace be with you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Which I believe is the last installment of Electric October. Can you believe that, man? We got a special spooky episode just for you people, man. Who goes there? Who goes there? Dun, 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 dun.